Hi, everybody. How's it going? It is Tuesday, and it's 11:30 Mountain Standard Time. I'm Sarah with Families of Character, and I am trying to add Jordan. There she is.
Hey, everyone. Great to see you.
Can we hear you? Can I
think
hear you?
so.
Okay, there we go. Is this my computer? It was on my end, so it was turned down. So today, hi, Jordan.
Hey.
Hey, we were just over on Instagram and we were talking about 3 reasons why it's important for your kids to do chores, right?
Yes. 3 reasons getting your kids to do chores is so important. Oh my goodness. We're just going to launch right into this, okay? Number 1, chores are life skills.
Yep.
Right? We are all about preparing our kids for leaving the nest. We want them to have everything they need to be successful adults out in the world. And so 10 to 20 years from now, if you've conditioned your kids to do chores and rewarded them and incentivized them and praised them for their chores, their spouse, their boss, their coworkers are going to be thanking you one day.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I was thinking about the crazy things that happen at work. I know we're home right now, working from home during COVID-19, but I was just thinking about how many adults leave moldy food in the refrigerator at the office. That's not ever been me. I'm like, what's wrong with you people? Why? Haven't you learned about being responsible for yourself? Come on.
I'm trying to
life skills.
I'm trying to get a banner across. I want it like to scroll across our screen so people know what we're talking about.
Oh, yes. Well, we'll do a good recap too. I'll keep going here. Number 2 is responsibility. It teaches kids responsibility. Responsibility is a character trait, it's a virtue, and it's so important to know what your job is, and especially in relationship to your family, right? So, Sarah, you were talking about when we were on Instagram, you were saying how, kids are really so focused on their own individual needs. And they're always thinking about, like, what do I need to do or what do I want to do? But we have to help them make the conversion over into what do I do that affects the rest of the family.
People. That's right. It's so true. Because kids are inherently selfish.
They are. They're just trying to get their own needs met.
Yep. We as parents, it's our job to break that in them. And the way that we break that in them is, continuing to asking them to do things, even if they're going to gripe about it.
Yeah. And just really using that positivity to say, you know what, that was so helpful when you unloaded the dishes for me, because that freed up my time so I could start making dinner, right? So we're constantly just praising them for what they're doing, and also using the words to say, do you know how much that helped our family? Or do you know how much you're helping Dad and I by dusting the living room or vacuuming or sweeping up the crumbs after breakfast? Like, that is huge.
It is huge.
It is.
Okay, so wait, we gave them 2. What's the third one?
So life skills, responsibility, and then the third one is it creates courage and confidence in our kids. That is a necessity as an adult. If you do not have the courage to try new things or the confidence to know that you're capable, it's very difficult to get through life without a lot of depression and anxiety. I mean, I'm a counselor. I see clients who are adults, and oftentimes they didn't have these opportunities to work on new things in their childhood. One, because their parents decided to do everything for them, in a lot of cases, actually, or mom was just like, nope, I'm just going to do it my way because it's better and I can vacuum and dust and organize everything the way I want to, and it satisfies me. And so these people were never given an opportunity to pitch in, or the parents weren't ever doing these things either. And as adults, they're banging their head against the wall. It's so difficult for them to, play a part of a team. It's so difficult for them to try something new or do something that they've never done before that their boss is asking them to do. And we just don't want that for our kids, right?
Right. Yeah. So Colleen said, I used to tell my boys their future wives would love the fact that they could do stuff. And then she got the eye roll, which I think is so common. First of all, I think that's really funny. That's good. So good. Yes. It's so true. that we have to be thinking about the future people in our kids' lives. And then second,
Yes.
I mean, I get the eye roll all the time from my kids.
Mhm.
And who doesn't, right? Like, if you don't, please put a comment down and let us know how that works, because we would
Right.
like that magic juice.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And so it's just that you have to be consistent, and I think as parents, it's, we have to just put up with the gripe and push through a little bit and be persistent, because
Yes.
that persistence that eventually gets through to our kids, and it takes years.
Yes,
Takes years.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
So
Sarah, what are some of the chores that you have your kids do around your house? Like,
Well,
and
so
what are their
I was
ages?
just gonna ask people to drop comments, like, what are some of the chores that you guys have your kids do around the house? So as you guys are dropping comments, we have, first of all, we have got the Families of Character Chore Chart, so which we'll show you guys in a few minutes. But pretty much the reason I love that is because myself, as a mom, I could come up with a gazillion things for my kids to do. And because they gripe back at me, then I'm like, okay, fine. But when it's written down and it's like on a piece of paper and it's like, go do this, I was like,
Yes.
no, other parents it's like I'm in this like secret camaraderie with other parents. Other parents are
I love it.
expecting their kids to do the same things. So you can go make your bed, you can brush your teeth. I think it's so funny how kids don't like to brush their teeth.
Isn't it weird?
It's just
I'm
so
like, can't you
funny.
feel those sweaters on your teeth? It's like
Mm.
each tooth is wearing their own little woolly sweater.
It's
Ugh,
so
scratch
gross.
that off.
It's so gross. So, since quarantine has started, my husband and I talked about it at the very beginning, and we have been adamant that, okay, we are either one of us or both of us are making the dinner, and
Mhm.
my kids are very capable of cleaning up after dinner. And in our
Yes.
normal life, when we're so busy, we just want to do that for them because we've got to go to the next thing.
Gotta
And
get to soccer practice, so we'll just do it for them.
yep, we'll just do it for them, because we know, like, I know I can do it faster, and I can do
Right.
it the way that I want it done. But in quarantine life, since day one, that hasn't been that way. My husband said, there's the floor that needs to be swept, the dishes need to be cleared, and the dishes need to be cleaned up and put into the dishwasher. So we split those up. Those are like our evening chores that we make our kids do.
Yes.
And they gripe about it every single night.
It's okay. Like you said, you just have to muscle through it. They're going to
Mhm.
complain,
Yep.
Sometimes I'll say, okay, you want to complain about that? I've got windows to wash.
Yeah.
Got lots of bugs on the windshield of the car. I mean,
The cool thing is actually at one point for Families of Character a long time ago, I'm gonna have to dig this up. I created for Families of Character, this was years ago when we were just doing our small groups. I created like a list of things to do if kids got in trouble. And that was like the punishment chore chart, like clean out the trash cans outside.
oh yeah,
But we're digressing.
I love it.
We're getting way off topic. Anyway, I'll see if I can find that later. But what was I saying?
Well, I think what you mentioned before is just like the secret camaraderie. I love that so much. Love thinking about us moms being in the secret camaraderie. Like, what if we all had these chore charts?
Oh.
Right? This is so awesome.
That's the new Families of Character chore chart.
It is fantastic, y'all. We partnered with Joy Fitzgerald. We talked about her last week, I think, but she is really an Instagram sensation. She has come up with the most brilliant ways to engage children at a very young age, at like 2, 3, and 4 years old, to do things like putting the dishes in the dishwasher or folding washcloths and towels, like participating in doing the laundry. Sweeping up crumbs with small brooms and dustpans, right? So if a 2 or 3 or 4-year-old can do this, certainly your 8, 10, 12, 15, and those college age kids that are home, they also are capable of these too, little chore boards.
They are.
Doing
They might need a chore chart too. The cool thing is, okay, so Jordan has her version that she can tell that in a second. And then actually, where's my camera over here? So I have our version. And it's a DIY that you can print off from our website, and you could do it however you want. So mine has the Velcro, and we put it on a, what are these things called? Clipboard, because that's how Joy suggested that we do it. So I'm not super crafty. I just was like, I'll do what she tells me to. And then
I love that.
Jordan has a totally different way of doing it.
So I took the downloadable, printed it out in color. I love the photos because even kids that can't read yet have a very clear description of what they need to do. So no excuses. They can see a picture and understand what they're supposed to do. So I just simply printed it off, put it in this handy dandy sleeve protector. And where did my marker go? Well, you can use any little dry erase marker. And I just start off by circling to do. These are the things you have to do. And then they can come by and X off whatever chore they completed. And then at the end of it all, they can go back and put a big old fun, happy, I'm all done. And then that indicates to me it's time for a reward. So it might be either a dollar, it might be a special treat, it might be marbles in a jar so that when they get 20 of them, they get a special toy, right? But rewards are huge. We have to reinforce positive behavior in order for it to continue, right, Sarah?
It's so funny because as you said that, it's not just kids that need rewards. Like, think about, as adults, like, we don't expect rewards, but we perform so much better at work and just in certain situations with like an award attached to the end of it.
Absolutely.
It's the motivation.
It is. And we want to start that young as them realizing that they're contributing to, like we said, someone other than themselves, but a greater good, right? The larger community, first their family, and then when they're out of the nest, they're going to be contributing to their place of work, their own families, and then the community at large, right? This translates, people. So parenting with virtue, this character development at a young age pays off so big time when our kids are grown. These kids, when they're grown, if they've been raised with this type of development and sort of conditioning, they're happy, they're healthy, they're productive, they're successful. They want to come home and spend time with us because they felt like they're part of a team. It's just like the benefits are huge.
I always love hearing it from your perspective since you are the counselor side of it. Like, I just kind of feel it and know it in my heart. I'm like, yeah, this is good. But then you have all the actual content to back it up from all of what you see.
It's true. And I know what it looks like without it, because people come to a counselor when they are having significant problems.
Yeah.
And so they come to me at the problem side of things. And then when we go back through the history and kind of trace it down, it really does come down to, how are you brought up? What was expected of you? You know, did your parents help you with the courage and confidence that you need to try new things and to feel successful and feel confident in completing those things? And
That's
so
awesome.
we have a chance and an opportunity right now. So I think you guys should go to familiesofcharacter.com, hit the shop button, check out the chore chart. It'll be so worth it. While you're on our site, another good carrot is to go to the subscribe button, put in your info, and go to the freebies tab, and then download the carrot. You want screen time? You do your chores. You want screen time? You take care of your body by brushing your teeth and getting dressed and putting your clothes in the hamper. You want screen time? Do a little exercise. We've got the whole checklist figured out.
We use the screen time checklist in conjunction with the chore chart because, you know, it's funny. My kids have definitely figured out I can do my homework in an hour and a half, and then I have the whole day, right? And all they want to do is do screen time, which I'm okay with that for a short amount of time, but not for the whole day. I'm like, you guys have you're a contributing factor to this whole family unit. Like, there's other things that need to be done. And so the screen time checklist has a couple more things on there that gets them to think a little bit about them outside of themselves, especially if they're older, like my 13-year-old and my 10-year-old. the chore chart is awesome because it gives the concrete chores to do. And then they just pair really, really well together.
They do. And I don't know about you, Sarah, but like, I think because we're getting into a little bit of a flow with this school at home thing, like you said, they are starting to whip through the homework quickly, and then they want what they want. And it's like, hold up, let's back up. Let's see if you've done everything you need to do before you do the things you want to do. And I don't know about you, Sarah, but I can't remember in my mind with 3 children, 5, 8, and 13, who has done what yet. Like, I would be constantly running around to their bedrooms and their bathrooms to check off and see what they've done. I need a checklist. Make it easy for me, right? Like, and if you lie on your checklist, you're going to have some bigger consequences. So I'm trusting you that you're telling the truth and you're putting the X on there when you've actually completed it.
That's right.
I'll check later at the evening, but we need to just make it simple. And so we have done that for you. Sarah and I and Janet here at Families of Character, we are parents, we are busy, we work jobs. And so we created these so you don't have to think about them. So just go to our webpage, download these babies, start using them, and then get on here and rave about what you noticed.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chores on the chore chart, which is awesome. Other ways, like I've been brainstorming because I'm not super crafty. And so literally, like I said, I just got this Velcro idea from Joy.
I love it.
But if I wouldn't have seen that, I think I would have done like 2 envelopes and you cut them out and then move them from envelope to envelope.
Yeah.
And, or I thought of like a billboard, like moving it, because kids like to tactile move things.
I know they do. Yeah. And you know what, Sarah, I just thought of this too. On our shop page with the chore chart, we have a little video, a link to that video that shows how you make it, right? It shows the pictures and the images of how you make your own little chore board, those pretty colorful ones. And if you have a child who is 10, 12, 14, that
we lost Jordan.
Have them do it. Have them make it for you. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Say that again, because we totally just went blank. I think your AirPod died. Your other AirPod.
Can you hear me now?
Your AirPod might be dying. All right. So with that, I think it's time to go have lunch. We've been on here for 18 minutes talking about 3 reasons why it's important to get your kids to do chores. If you came on the end and you heard us talking about the chore chart, once this is uploaded onto Facebook, go rewatch the beginning because we go over 3 reasons why it is so important for kids to learn chores, whether they're 2, 13, or 15, or 10, doesn't matter. So thank you guys for joining us. And we will see you guys next week, next Tuesday. We're going to come back with a fun new topic. We always have one. And have a great week. Bye.